Hey there! We've been traveling for more than 50 years on planes, trains, and automobiles, and sometimes even boats and ships. Now we're trying our luck with RVs and vans. We're Bravo too. Come with us to see what kind of trouble we can get into, and hopefully out of, as we continue our travels. But buckle up, because safety first.
Good morning, America. It is 8:04 local time. Well, is it? Yes, it is. We are now in Nevada. We had a good night's sleep. We made a few modifications to the van to better insulate it, and then we ran the heater all night long because we were on shore power. And we woke up and our clothes weren't cold, and we were able to rock and roll pretty early. So a couple things yesterday, very exciting. Like I said, we were driving along, and next thing you know, we were at the at Hoover Dam, and we got to take a few good pictures of it and everything, and we are back on that message.
Right, it just says that we have to clean the screen, and we don't know where it is, so don't know how to clean it.
Yeah. Anyways, we woke up this morning to walks-off, which for you aviation or ATC people understand that is zero visibility, zero ceiling, can't see crap because of this fog. I probably have about 50 yards visibility, so I am not going to be spending a lot of time looking at the camera. I know you're going to miss my beautiful face. Some things you just have to sacrifice. So going back to yesterday, so we made an impromptu stop at the Hoover Dam and took a look at it. Wow, what a massive engineering structure. We actually walked up on the upper levels so we could get some good pictures of it. We could easily have spent a couple hours there walking the different trails and looking at it, but we're kind of on a time crunch, and we were getting tired, and by the time we did get to the campsite, which it was like the Bellagio of campsites for $50, I was kind of amazed. And inside they had a restaurant. It wasn't open late. They had a full bar. And once again, I'm seeing a flashing light saying, "Caution, wild donkeys." Huh, go figure. Where was that? So they had a full restaurant, full bar, and they had a bowling alley. Probably, what was it, 6 lanes, 7 lanes?
And I mean, kids came and played while we were eating.
Yeah,
it was great.
Full blown. It wasn't rinky-dink. Yeah, it was a full-blown bowling alley. It was pretty impressive. They had jacuzzis and saunas and hot tubs and showers.
Fitness center.
A fitness center that would put most Holiday Inn Expresses to shame.
And if you were in the main building, the internet speeds were insane.
Oh, yeah.
By the time you got to row 2, they dropped way off their Wi-Fi. But if you were inside that main building, man, that Wi-Fi was possibly the fastest I've ever seen. It was insane.
I will say they had two, and I could tell this from their SSIDs, they had 2 internets. They had one Wi-Fi system set up for the what do you call the permanent residents people? The permies or
permanent residents?
Permanent residents. Anyways, and then you had the guests. And I can guarantee you that the permanent residents had repeaters all over the park for their Wi-Fi. But the guests, if you weren't parked pretty close to the building, well, let's just say I hope you have good AT&T or Verizon. We did not. AT&T is not too strong here, which for the first time, AT&T kind of failed us. T-Mobile, nothing out here really, nothing to write home about. I would say, from what we understand, Verizon is the ticket for internet connection, or of course, if you've got Starlink. I mean, I'm going to exclude Starlink because basically wherever you are, you've got Starlink connection. So we had a good campsite, good trip. Life is good. Delta 3 has been putting in about 20,000 steps. Yesterday we stopped at 2 dog parks, and he got to get his run on.
Seemed a little tired.
And he has been tired, and I think he's getting much more comfortable driving with us. I think he's getting much more comfortable in the routines that we have. He understands when we leave together. Like, for instance, this morning we both had to go into Albertson to get some breakfast. And side note, that is kind of one thing that I would say we need to improve on, and that is we're not really we're eating out more than we probably have planned for. But I'm going to go back to the fact that because we are moving with haste and we don't have necessarily the time to make a breakfast, make dinner, bring out the table, bring out the propane and the pans, and then do the dishes. And so we just haven't had the time. So we are being pushed. My sister-in-law is already, if you could drive now and be here. Yeah, in 15 hours, and yes, we could be there, but golly. In the meantime, we will check in with you later on today. Before we sign off, I'm going to have Becky just kind of scroll around and look at the mountains out behind her and look at what we see. And I am here to tell you, it is a lot more beautiful in the west. The ground, being on the ground and not just flying over, than I really expected. But anyways, we're all safe. We're doing better today. Towards the end of the night, we were probably a little tired and maybe a little, I don't want to say grumpy, but we were just tired. But we got some good sleep last night, and we're Oscar Mike today. But anyways, that's all I have from Bravo 1. Remember, safety first. Be careful out there. Peace out.
Hey everybody, it is day 9. Oh my gosh, day 9. It is Saturday. Christmas will be Monday. So we could make it to Reno today. We could. But that would be a big push, a lot of driving, and then we wouldn't really have a time for the dogs to adjust to each other. That's the big unknown. I know I love my sister, sister-in-law, and everyone in Reno. I know Bravo 1 does as well. What we don't know is how our dog is going to get along with those dogs. They haven't met. So we have some contingencies in place just in case. Based on the map, and it's always great to travel with an atlas. This is a large area known as the Pahrump Mesa, and I may be pronouncing that wrong. It's P-A-H-U-T-E. There's also the Shoshone Peak. There's a lot of peaks in this area, including a Nevada National Security Site. I wonder if that is Area 51. We shall someday find out. Not on this trip, but someday we'll make our way to, I think it's Groom Lake or Groom Lake, one or the other. A little bit of fog we got into again, burned off once again. We have a beautifully clear, not a cloud in the sky day. I was fascinated by the fact that this piece of Death Valley comes into Nevada and a really like a angle. It's like a little square of Death Valley comes into Nevada. I had always thought Death Valley was 100% in California, but here we are driving on 95 North, making our way to Reno, although today we're going to stop in Hawthorne, and there's this piece of Death Valley that this little triangle that sticks into Nevada right along Beatty. It's pretty exciting. Someday we'll go to Death Valley. It won't be today, but someday we'll go to Death Valley.
But not the funeral parlor.
The funeral mountains. We'll go to the Grapevine Mountains. They're just right above the funeral mountains, and Bill's fascinated by things named Grapevine. More on that later.
As soon as we drove into Hawthorne, Nevada, we started seeing signs like this, which made us a little nervous, especially when we also saw all these huge mounds of dirt and bunkers, and we were like, I wonder if this is like some sort of abandoned bunker system that used to exist here. And after doing a little bit more research, we learned that this was Hawthorne Army Depot. Originally it was the Naval Ammunition Depot, but then later it had been changed. We didn't take any photographs of it because it's actually illegal to take photographs of an army base or military installation or military personnel without special approval. And obviously on this trip we did not have that. But you can tell by this patch how lethal this unit is. And then we made it back to our campsite, and it was quite surprising. It kind of looked, it was very wide open. We had a picnic table. We were able to cook some good food, and also got to try the Mountain House meals, which were suggested by Uncle Pedro. They were really good. We really enjoyed them, and once again, after a long day of driving and a couple hours at the dog park with Donnie, we were in for the night. Well, that's all we have time for today. I appreciate everybody watching this. Just remember, be careful out there. Peace out.
Get that squirrel.